Hi friends, welcome back to Rita Talks. I'm Rita, and on this YouTube channel I just share some of the thoughts and basically some of the ideas that come through my mind. And yeah, today I just want to talk about this idea of like doing something and then thinking and really liking it and enjoying it, something that you have not done in a long time or for the first time, and then thinking, oh, I need to do this more often to be able to feel this feeling more often, that like this inspiration feeling. And this just goes back to this idea of inspiration that I talked about before on this channel, because I just think that this idea is super, super interesting. And the reason that I want to talk about this idea today is because today I did something that I have not done in a while. So I went to the office at my job, and basically it was super cool. It was an interesting day because started out super interesting. I met one of someone that I know, like that I've known from 2 years back when I was at Georgia Tech. He was my TA for one of the the classes, but now he's doing a postdoc in Luxembourg. And basically, yeah, my job is in Luxembourg, so basically I commute, and we commute from, like, he commutes from Metz and I commute from a closer city to Luxembourg. And yeah, basically we just happen to be like taking the same tram because like the place where he does his postdoc is close to the offices of my job. And basically, like, we just chatted because this happened. I met him again. Like, basically, I saw him once when I was commuting, and then like basically spoke with him and like discussed a bit about the stuff that I was doing. And this is the second time that I met him randomly at the tram, and it was super cool. And I was thinking, oh, this is definitely something that I would like to do again. And it's like cool to talk to this person because he's kind of cool and he knows in a way how far I've come from him being my TA because he was doing his PhD at Georgia Tech. And yeah, now like we're just somewhat friends, and it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to talk to someone from that period of my life. But yeah, uh, just wanted to think about that. But also, like today, why it was interesting is because I went into the office to basically do this presentation for my team. So basically, I was working on this feature launch, and I was doing a knowledge sharing session. So basically, a lunch and learn, and I really, really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed putting the presentation together, and I really enjoyed basically the process of trying to make other people understand what I currently understand because I worked on the feature for a little while. And yeah, basically like yesterday and this morning I worked super hard on that presentation. And basically, like, the thing about making good presentations is that the more to the point or basically simple they are, the better. And what happens is that it's a bit counterintuitive, is that people tend to, overload presentations with a lot of text and trying to cover as many topics as possible. But actually, when it comes to making ideas stick to people's minds, the more concise, the more to the point, the better. And that's what I try to make my presentation. And basically, like, it took me a long time just to think through the ideas and basically break it down in a way that flows. And I really enjoyed that process, and it was really cool to just basically have this experience with my team. And yeah, uh, I think uh, I think it went relatively well. And yeah, I really just enjoyed doing this. And yeah, basically what I want to, to talk about is that, the more concise or to the point, the better. And this just goes back to something that, like, I think I heard this from a podcast or audiobook or something like that, is that there is this saying, like there's this person who wrote a letter to someone. I don't remember where this comes from or what's the reference, but I know this is what they said, or like that the quoters said. Anyway, uh, basically the idea was like someone was sending a letter to someone else, and basically they said, "Hey, sorry for the long letter. If I had more time, I would have made it shorter." And basically, this is exactly the point, that when people see a simple presentation and that goes to the point, they think, this person has been, you know, playing around, they have not been working super hard, and basically, you know, they think that it's effortless, but actually, to make it look effortless, it takes a lot of effort, and that's I guess that's the mistake that people often make when they see something that looks effortless to them, like something they understand basically immediately, is that it takes so much effort to get the ideas down to a stage where you can like where someone from the outside who is not aware of any of the ideas can understand it effortlessly, and basically you know making knowledge understandable is such an underrated skill, and something that I I really enjoy doing. I don't want to, blow my own horn here, saying that it's an underrated skill, but this is a skill that I enjoy doing. I mean, definitely not what I'm trying to do. It was just like a realization from my experience from yesterday and today, and any previous presentations that I've given. The, that I've given so far, that I think I really enjoyed, just because it was fun to try to make it interesting to people and not bore them. And yeah, that's uh, that's that's one thing that I wanted to talk about today. So yeah, just to wrap up, what I wanted to talk about today is this idea of inspiration, and basically uh, uh, when you do something, you think, oh, I need to do this more often, uh, for like basically to get this feeling, because you just got like a dopamine hit because you experienced something new, because you have not done it in a long time. And basically we confuse this with the action. So basically we confuse the newness of anything with the specific action that you do. So today I went to the office, and basically the fact that it's different from what I've been doing over the past, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks, is I have not gone to the office at all. Uh, and basically just like this newness of going to the office, it's not the fact that I went to the office that made the difference, it's it's the fact that it's new and different from what I've been doing over the past 3 years that made it so inspiring and basically enjoyable for me. And basically the mistake that we make, like that I used to make, or I guess I still make it, because I'm still like doing trials and errors to see what works and what I enjoy, and like just try to live in the moment and actually be present, and then through my presence in the moment be able to determine uh, whether I truly enjoy something, like from the depths of my heart, or is it that this thing is just giving me a dopamine rush. So yeah, instead of seeking, like come to the conclusion, instead of seeking something uh, to, like, whenever you do something and it feels refreshing, it's not actually the thing, it's the fact that you're doing something different. And so if you start doing this thing at a more frequent pace, you will not get the same feeling, and that's something that we get disappointed by. And then we just, like, basically this new thing that you have made a habit just becomes the status quo. And basically what you need to do is just break the status quo for a little while, and you can go back to your normal status quo, because it's also good to have routines in place and things uh, that are as expected, but still insert some sort of noise. And I think this, at this rate of, meeting up with the team and meeting up with people, I don't know, maybe once a week. Okay, maybe once a week is a bit too much, honestly, for me. Once every 2 weeks or once every 3 weeks, potentially once a month, like, just to get started and like get a feel for it. That would be such a cool idea. And sometimes when we try to increase the frequency of something, we kind of mess it up because we just get used to it. So the idea is to have a frequency that's not too often and not too rare. So just to basically replenish that energy, like, whenever the energy goes down, you can replenish it by introducing a new, basically a new input, or basically like new information or something that's different from your current lived experience. And yeah, I think sometimes like, with, at least I do, I think too much about trying to reproduce a feeling that I'm having, rather than stay in the feeling that I'm having. So this is something that I used to do a lot before becoming a bit more mindful and like doing some more meditation and stuff. Is that every time I would enjoy, like, well, every time I would notice that I'm really having a good time and everything, I would just like immediately start thinking, oh my god, uh, how do I make this happen more often? How do I do X, Y, and Z, instead of just being in the moment, because I was actually enjoying the moment, and then that moment turns into like a super anxious moment. And basically, like, it just keeps on getting worse, and like I just get anxious about getting anxious about getting anxious, and it's like a vicious cycle that's not good for me. And I've noticed that I've been trying to be more mindful, and like whenever I enjoy a moment, just enjoy it for the moment that it is, instead of trying to reproduce it. And like, by noticing more, I will be able to, you know, uh, to eventually create a system. But to get to the system, it will take a long while of basically being present in the moment and noticing the things that make us happy, and the things that we enjoy and what makes us tick. But yeah, I think that's what I wanted to talk about today. So just a quick summary of what I discussed. I was just talking about the the fact that we confuse novelty with the thing that we're doing. So if we just introduce any novelty, or any novelty that's somewhat good, we will feel like we want to do this thing more often. But it's not because of the thing itself, but it's because of the novelty that the thing introduces. And uh, then I went on to talk about like the idea uh, of getting ideas across in a simple way, and about the fact that trying, like, doing that is actually really, really hard. And when we are on the receiving end of that, so when we are getting taught ideas in a simple way and basically we're able to understand it, we really, really underestimate the efforts that it took to get it to that point. So that's the second thing that I wanted to talk about. And then the third thing, just to go back to and close the loop for the first thing that I discussed, was this idea of, given that this novelty thing, like it's only the novelty part that's interesting, that makes us, feel inspired and basically curious, or like feel really good in that moment. We should not try, we should try to find a frequency of doing the thing where it feels novel and it does not become the status quo. So I think for me, a good frequency would be once a month, to like meet up with the team, like have such knowledge sharing sessions like the one that I hosted today. And yeah, I think that would be a super cool thing to do. So yeah, looking forward to see what's how that's gonna turn out. And anyway, I'm just gonna keep on noticing the things that are happening in my life, and basically coming back here and reporting them back to the camera. So thanks a lot for listening. You can click here to watch my previous video on this channel, and you can click here to watch my latest video. So thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!